on the clubs above them when they travel to Wigan. In Scotland, an important day with third-place Hearts playing the leaders Celtic in the lunchtime kick-off. Rangers are 3 points behind. They're at home to Motherwell, so both the leaders playing on the same day. Not always that happens. This is Sky News on our website, skynews.com. The legal row over proposals for teachers to boycott SATs.
Saturday Sport.
Thanks very much indeed, Samantha. European Cup rugby to come, but it's day 3 of the Masters, and it's the Americans who dominate going into the weekend, albeit not necessarily who you might expect. Richard Lenton has now got his golfer's cap on as editor of Golf Punk magazine. He's going to help me take a look at a fascinating couple of days so far, and to look ahead to how this first major of the year might pan out. But let's just remind you of how things stand right at the moment with the leaderboard. Kenny Perry and overnight leader Chad Campbell heading the field. Both American leaders in the clubhouse 9 under par. Sergio Garcia leads the Europeans and 5 behind the leaders after a round of 67. Tiger Woods 2 under, as is Padraig Harrington. And Richard, just from an organiser's point of view, in terms of the organisers of the Masters, do you really want the likes of Chad Campbell and Kenny Perry contesting the title here? Wouldn't you really want Tiger to be up there challenging?
Yeah, I think Tiger will make a charge today before we go any further. But it's like with our Open Championship, when we have the likes of Ben Curtis, Todd Hamilton and Paul Lawrie winning, it does seem to devalue the tournament a little bit. Yeah,
how much do you think Tiger looks back to his best yet, or do you think he a long time off with knee surgery, of course? Do you think he's struggling a little?
He had 254 days away from tournament golf. That's an incredibly long time. But then the other players on the PGA Tour must have seen a glimmer of hope when he really struggled in the match play. But then all of a sudden he plays at the Arnold Palmer Invitational and he wins from nowhere. He put the EBGBs up Sean O'Hare, and he won a tournament he had no right to win. So he's still got that aura of invincibility over the field, and that can carry him a long way on the final day.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's anyone who can do it, it's him. And Padraig Harrington also on 2 under, so his challenge not as strong as you might expect. And I just wonder, Padraig, of course, winning the Open last year in incredible style, but would he have felt without Tiger there contesting it that he still hasn't quite achieved? You know, people say, yeah, you British Open champion, but no Tiger.
I'd like to think not. I mean, even without Tiger, the standard of world golf is absolutely unbelievable compared to previous years. So Harrington's 2 victories were bona fide victories, but obviously he'd like to, when he's shooting for immortality, forget Tiger, he's on a totally different plateau. He's shooting for immortality and a 3rd successive major. What happened to him on the 15th hole with the ball moving after address? I mean...
Yeah, I think we can see that. He addressed the putt on the 15th, and the wind blew the ball away. He then called in a referee. You can see how windy it is. Yeah. And even though he hadn't played the ball, he's penalised a stroke.
Well, unfortunately, he'd already addressed the ball. Now, this is the reason why I would not make a very good golfer, because at this point, with a 1-shot penalty, my club would have been flying through the air, Rob.
And Rory McIlroy, we must have a word with him. His game's gone away just a little bit from him, but he was lucky to escape any disciplinary action for kicking the sand. You're not allowed to touch the sand before you shot, apart from to walk in it, are you?
No, a little bit. The argument is that he's helped his lie for the next shot, but I think it was just the impetuosity of youth. I think if he was my age, Rob, or our age, then he's maybe not going to get away with things like that, but it just was the fact that he dropped 5 shots in 3 holes, and he was a very, very angry young man. All right, thank you very much indeed. Well, it's going to be a fascinating weekend. Who do you think is going to win it? I like Angel Herrera, I must admit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's coming out of nowhere. Thank you very much indeed, Richard, for joining us.